If you haven't watched part 1, part 2, part 3, go back and watch those first, because this is part 4. The year 2020. It started out great. Immediately got back to work, went out to another ship, a dry dock in Freeport, Bahamas.
So when they paint the ship, you ever wonder how they don't paint the windows? Well, they do. They do paint the windows. And now these guys are scraping it off.
It concluded on my birthday. We got together and actually drove to Orlando for a weekend of disc golf.
Almost aced it. Almost.
Kevin flew down and surprised me. And it was good to get together. Saw Mike and Erica. We all had dinner together. It was a great time, great weekend. Also, the newest member of Team Harpsters was baptized, baby Hannah. Things were going great. February brought us a little bit more disc golf, and we started paying a little more attention to the news.
Worldwide this morning, growing concern over a growing health crisis, with health officials here in the U.S. moving fast to prepare for what the CDC has called an inevitable spread.
In March, I went out to another ship, headed out to dry dock. And even though there were not many cases of the virus in the U.S. just yet, they were still putting protocols in place to make sure that everybody was safe. So as we joined the ship, they were doing temperature checks, and we also had to sign a health form that made sure that we were fit for duty. I remember before joining the ship that morning, hearing on the news that they had just discovered a few cases in Tampa.
ABC Action News starts right now with breaking news.
And we begin at 11 with that breaking news. A patient in Sarasota is being treated as Florida's first presumptive positive case of the coronavirus, and another patient being treated in Hillsborough County.
And I wasn't sure what that meant yet. When we got to Freeport, we did our job, and the ship was great. They kept us informed and let us know if there's anything that we should be concerned about. As far as I know, there was never a case on board. The ship also, when we went in for meal times, they would check our temperature and also have hand sanitizer all over the place for us to use. And they made sure we used it. But things were getting worse back in the US. And when you're away from it all, that's pretty much all you can think about. Your family, your friends, all your loved ones back home. I remember standing on the bow of the ship with Tim as we were getting ready to pull out of the dry dock, and the amount of excitement that we were leaving and headed back home. The ship left and didn't get very far. We actually ended up pulling into a pier inside the shipyard, and we weren't sure how long we were going to be there. By this time, all cruising had halted due to the virus, and they were pulling all the ships in and docking them, taking off all the people, and then they were going out to sea empty. So we weren't sure quite what was going on and what we were doing. Since we were tied up in Freeport, some of us thought maybe this is where we're going to stay, this is where the ship is going to be. And then we learned that the fast ferry was running between Freeport and Fort Lauderdale. So we went over and tried to book ourselves on the ferry, the fast ferry, to get back to the US. It was a pretty stressful time, and I remember being on the ferry heading back to Fort Lauderdale thinking to myself, what am I about to get myself into? I didn't know what to expect. Are they going to put me into a mandated 14-day quarantine? Is there transportation going to be available? Am I going to be able to get an Uber or a taxi? Or I'm going to have to call somebody to pick me up? I had no idea. But as Fort Lauderdale came into view, man, it was a little emotional. So after arriving in Fort Lauderdale, went through customs and immigration, and they didn't say anything about a quarantine. but I put myself in a 14-day self-quarantine here at the house. And Jason and Christian both made sure before I got here that my refrigerator was stocked with food. And thank you guys for that. I really appreciate it.
I was just about to tell you this freaking.
Hello.
Hi.
At the end of my quarantine, it was time to play disc golf again. But there's only one problem. All the parks were closed. So we had to make do.
Nick and I were playing a little urban disc golf today. Nick is moving the basket to his next spot. We're taking turns deciding where the basket goes and what the par is. We found this nice empty lot. Here it is. This nice empty lot. You got to pass this tree right here on the right.
Yes.
So we're looking at it, you're talking, and then we got this as like a little tunnel shot.
Yeah.
You
You could come in with a nice Annie here, no problem.
okay.
There's lots of angles to hit that basket down there. But you gotta go to the right side of the tree.
Oh boy. All right, here we go. Not a bad throw at all. Nice job.
The island green here. And lost the disc, out of bounds. Bummer.
And now it was time to head to Jacksonville, but there was only one problem. My car was in Jacksonville. So my brother Tom came down to get me. While I was there, Brianna made sure I had my health checks. And Mom gave us all haircuts. Look at this. Yep, it's time for a haircut. It's past time. I haven't had it this long in forever. It's been a long time. There you go. A little before and after.
It's trim.
Yeah. My turn. Before. Oh boy, it's really long. Oh boy. I'm not used to it being this short, I think. I like a number 2, but this looks, you said this is number 3.
Yeah. So I'll use a 4. It's as high as my blades go up.
No, this is fine.
It'll grow out.
Yeah, this will work. All right, thank you. In May, Dad and I ventured out of the house. All right, where are we going?
Rob some people.
We're going to Lowe's. What I noticed in Jacksonville during that time was about 1 in every 10 people were actually wearing a face mask, which was strange for me because in South Florida, everybody's required to wear a face mask if you're entering into an establishment like a Lowe's. So seeing 1 in every 10 people going into Lowe's without a mask was a bit surprising. We can't forget as well to thank all the healthcare workers and first responders. The Blue Angels paid us a visit.
On our way to go see the Blue Angels. Got the scooter gang out here. There they go. You see them?
Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. Why do we have a forward one?
You got all 7 of them up.
And as the park started to reopen, of course, we had to get out and get a few games in. And in June, we welcome baby Wesley into the world.
Bye.
And for July, there's a few vlogs already posted. You know what to expect for those. And now, I'm caught up. I've been wanting to make this video for a while. It's a huge relief to get this done. I hope you've enjoyed watching this. And now we're both caught up. We'll see you again in the next one. You know when you schedule posts to go up 1, 2, 3, and then you expect 4 to follow in line and it doesn't come when it should have? Well, yeah, this is the reason. But everything is okay, checked out, going home today. So, hope you enjoyed this vlog. I'll see you again in the next one.